Hello all, welcome to IndiaGstr demo. In this video, we'll be looking at how to file GSTR3B in IndiaGstr. So once you are logged into IndiaGstr, you will see a new menu that is IndiaGstr3B. On clicking of it, we'll have two submenus. One is a history and the other is a file GSTR3B. The history page will display all the GSTR3B you have worked on this IndiaGstr. And the bottom there is a button file GSTR3B which will take you to the file GSTR3B. So now we are in the file GSTR3B option. So this page is divided into 5 subsections. The first step is the return selection, where you will choose the return period, and the second is the review form, where you will review the summary data from the GST data and from IndiaGstr data. And third is offset, where you will adjust the payment. Fourth is the liability breakup, where you will add a breakup. And the last step is the filing, actual filing. So now let's go to the step 1, that is the return selection, where you choose the month. For this month, I'm going to file for the March 2022. So click on select March, click on generate IG summary. So the generate IG summary is the IndiaGstr summary. That is basically whatever the file GSTR1 filing you did in IndiaGstr. Based on that, system will generate a summary for you to view. So on clicking of that, you can see that the summary has been generated, and you can see that whatever the taxable value and whatever tax and what is the outward supplies for other states, how much is the tax, all this information will be there. So basically 3.1 and 3.2 sections will be there. You can view this. So for example, if you have not filed GSTR1 in IndiaGstr, that means at the time this value will be empty. So you can ignore that and go to generate GST summary. So now we have this data. This is just for your information. So now on clicking of generate GST summary, we'll generate the summary in the GST system and get you the data for review in the step 2 phase. Let's do it. So now we are in the second step, that is the review form, where you can see that the first section is the return period for which we are filing March 2022. And here we can see that there are 3 icons. One is the GSTR form present value. So that is the text in black font is the form present value, and the brown font is the GST system generated value. So difference is, so whatever value you have saved in the GST is the form present value. Say for example, you may have made some changes in the form, the GST form, in the GST portal or in IndiaGstr itself. So that will be coming as the GST form present value, and GST system generated value is the one which GST system generated, the GST to simplify the filing. So that is the GST system generated. So GST system generated is from the whatever that filing you have done, the GSTR1 and GSTR2. From there, the data comes and it generates the data. And the next is the IG system generated, that is the IndiaGstr system generated. So whatever you saw in the first page, that is the return selection, whatever summary you have saw, the same data will be here. So now we can see that the 3.1 section, you can see that there are 3 texts. One is the brown, which is the GST system generated, and the next is the GSTR form present value, and next is the IG system generated. So you can see that all the 3 values matches, and because of that it is in black border. When you make filing first time, we use the GST system generated value as the default value, but when you come back again, it will be GST form present value. I will show you that in this demo. So now we have this value. The same way we have this tax. So now we can see that the IG system generated value mismatches with this one. So that is why this text box color is different. So it's like a warning. Okay, so you have to choose whatever value you want. If you want, you can choose. You can enter any number value you want. You does not need to match it, but these data are for you to guide you, make the right decision. And next you have the central tax and these two matches, so you can ignore. And next is the interstate supplies, where you can see that this matches, so fine. So if you want to add some other state, you can click on add state. So these are, it's up to you. You have to add it. It is not in the GST form present or IG system. If you are sure, you can add it. Okay. So I'm not adding it. You can click on delete to delete it. If you want, you can delete this as well. No issues. But I'm not deleting it. I want this one. And same way for supplies to composite seller. If you have any thing, you can add it here. And next is the ITC. So this comes from the GSTR2 form. So since we don't, IndiaGstr does not support GST2 as of now, so we don't see the IndiaGstr value here. It is only the GSTR form present value and CS system. And you can see that mismatch, but this is just a test data, so you'll see mismatch. And the other thing you want to see is whenever there is a mismatch, here the two data does not match, so it is in red color. Here out of 3, 2 matches, so it is a warning, yellow color. So if all 3 mismatches, it will be in red again. So this just to highlight that there is some mismatch. It requires some attention from you. So you can review it. I'm fine with the data, so I'm just ignoring this one. I'm just going ahead with this one. So if you want to make and add any changes, you can add it. So here, whatever changes you make, that will get incremented here. So for example, if you add 100 here in import of service, you can see that this value will get directed, increased. The same way you can add here everything, anything you want, it will be directed. But it's all you have to decide whether you have to add it or not. But this is a default value which comes from GSTR2 from the GST system. Normally this does not require any changes. You just have to go ahead with the filing. And next is the interest. So the interest, if these also come from the system generated values from the GST form value, so you can leave it as it is. But if you are sure that you need to add additional interest, you can add it. And the next is the late fees, which is read only. You cannot edit it. So this is the final fees, late fee, which has been applied to you. So you can review all this data. So that is why it is a review form. So you review all this data and you can save the GSTR3B. So now once you have saved the GSTR3B, you go to the third page, that is the offset page, where the first is the ledger balance. That is, this shows how much amount you have in your ledger. So here you have the tax amount. So these are your credit amounts. So you already have this much credits and you have this much cash balance in your account. From that, the system will auto deduct the required amount. So you have this much tax you have to pay for this month, and from that it has taken 8518. So you already have 8518. So you have taken 8518, and the remaining it has taken from this tax, central tax, and the remaining it has taken from this tax, state tax. And now this is empty, so it is 00. So the remaining you have to pay by cash 3217. And here 22 is already taken for this integrated tax. Remaining is 735, and remaining is 2482. So this two you have to pay by cash. And in addition to that, there is a late fees. So with this late fees, you have to pay by cash. But since you already have a cash balance, it will be auto adjusted. The additional cash required is 0. Because the additional cash required is 0, you are seeing this section. Otherwise, you will see another table which shows how much amount you have to pay to GST. So once you have paid there, there will be a link which will be basically a refresh page. On clicking of that, this ledger balance will be auto populated and the offset will automatically happen. Once there is no additional cash required, you will be able to move to the next step. So the payment of the cash, I hope you are aware that you can go to GST and you can pay there. So now I have this offset. I have all the record money. So the next step is click on I acknowledge that I have reviewed the details, and I'm aware that once changes are made, you cannot reverse. So now the data has been saved to GST. We are going to post credit to the ledger. Before that, just click on the back. Here now you can see that here it is black color. That is GSTR form present value. because we have already saved this value, it will be the present value. So first time when you come, it will be GST system generated. Now the GST system generated has gone to bottom and it will be the present value. And saving again, the ledger balance has been taken and we have this thing. Click on acknowledge. Click on clicking of the post credit to ledger will adjust the credit amount. Whatever amount we are saying, that will get adjusted. So I'm clicking on it. So now the ledger has been adjusted, and the next is the liability breakup. So this, if you want to add a liability breakup, you can add it here. So I'm not adding it, but this is an option which is there. You can do it. So I'm just clicking on the skip and proceeding to the file. So now we are on the file screen. So now you can see that based on the file section, whatever data we have supplied, system has generated a summary. So you can see that outward supplies, interest-rate supplies, eligible ITCs, internet fees, tax payable. So all the section has been generated and you can review all this thing. If you are fine, you can click on it and do a EVC file. So now the filing has been initiated. So now the filing has been completed and you can click on this history and you can see that the filing has been completed. Just click on the filing again. You can see that whatever the filing has been done, it will be rendered here. So that's all we had for this demo. We'll meet again in the next video. Thank you.